amazing, gorgeous, and handsome royals of Africa. Mbote na yo, my people. This is your queen, Queen Ngningone II. Today, I will continue my teaching on our spirituality. Okay? So, before anything, thank you for watching my videos. If you're new to my channel, this is Nubia, the Path to Return, the home of the African royals. So, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Like the video. This is a competition-free space. We're here to heal our people and to spread the message about us, about our real history. Okay? So, before I start, I would like to let some of our children out there know that if you've been trying to reach us through our website, right? It's been a challenge since, we went live. It's just a challenge maintaining that site functional. So we moving the hosting to another platform. So allow about a week before everything start running well and everything. But in the meantime, I still want to hear from you. You can send us an email at nubiathepathtoreturn@gmail.com. We do need help. By the way, we need a male voice, a male voiceover for a video, an English voice for the video announcing the classes about our Bantu spirituality. Okay? And I also saw in the comment section one of our sons who would like to volunteer his services as a marketer for Nubia the Path to Return. If you're watching this video, please send us an email because we do need help, especially in that department. We have a lot of children to reach out to, okay? So today I will talk about our divine abundance, right? In reclaiming our thrones, we already know our place in the world, our place in the tree of God. We came first, all right, and we build it all right? So in reclaiming our thrones, even before then, I told you what we're working on as far as our spiritual weapons, which by default every African royal has, because we have the crowns of unity. So what your king has, you have, okay? So one thing you need to be aware is that as the royals of Africa, we are blessed with divine abundance, okay? These were one of the gifts bestowed upon us. Now, divine abundance, it means wherever we touch is bound to flourish. Whatever seed we plant is bound to grow, okay? Abundance in everything. That's why we know we tend to have a lot of children. If it's children we start having, we can have, if we African women, if we allow our body to produce as much as God called us to have, I mean, we fill compounds, all right? If it's a business we start, let's say you decide to start selling cookies. If you put your dedication with those cookie selling, you will build mansions, okay? The abundance was particularly bestowed on the women, all right? So our guys out there, be very careful with our daughters because they come loaded. You know, our creator, Tatanzambe, he's the God of balance. So he gave the male the strength, the intelligence, the oil, all these things, but the abundance, the wealth. That's why we give that's one of the reasons we give the right to the throne, right? That's why our parents will push for that marriage. Contrary to here you found parents they want to keep their son as a boy. Any woman that comes around, they chase. In Africa, it's the contrary. You know, whether you like it or not, they want to see you married because they know the abundance that comes with marriage, you know, in the life of their sons. It doesn't mean that our sons are not abundant, but no, it gets quadruple when you get married, because not only you're no longer living under sin, having sex outside the wedlock, but also the woman, she's the throne. So she brings a lot of goodies with her spiritually. That's why in every household, the African mothers, I mean, they program us to help our brothers. They program us to cover up their shortcomings, because they know we the one who really bring that financial abundance. If you will notice that in many, you know, for many Africans, when a couple gets married, if the firstborn is a female, oh, they're so happy. You know, they know that that union will be prosperous. I mean, making money won't be too much of a struggle. You know, stuff like that. So our daughters are to be handled with care. All right? Ladies, for example, you probably have noticed that you get with a particular guy, the time you start dating him or whatever you guys are doing, things just get better for him. If he dare puts a resume out, he gets a better job. You know, wherever he goes and apply, he gets approved. You know, stuff like that. So it means that you two are compatible. But some of our men, whether here or back at home, they tend to, you know, some are just stupid. They can't identify, you know, who's that, you know, who's that lucky charm, you know, in his life. Sometimes it gets through their head, they become big. You know, ladies, even sometimes you start dating a guy, you yourself know he's not all that handsome and stuff. But the moment you kiss that frog, he becomes this handsome prince, our royal abundance, our royal energy. So some of them, it goes to their head, they think they're too fine. They even become too fine for you until they leave you and they see everything dries out. I mean, they go from attractive to become just whatever, because our anointing, our royal anointing has gone away. The light we brought next to them, they confused it. They thought it was theirs. I was married to someone who really thought that that was his light. Started talking trash, you know. But the minute you just withdraw, the world start looking at them like, oh, so this is how ugly you are. These are signs of abundance. Okay, ladies? So I want our daughters to know that. So even like raising our children and stuff, make it a habit to let them know they're important. Like us African parents, they will name you after their mom. So that alone in their mind, this is their mom who has reincarnated. I can't call her the B word. I can't call her this whatever, you know. And that kid grows up with that importance. They name me after my father, mom. I'm somebody important, right? So handle our daughters with care, all right? They carry a lot, they bring a lot, and our daughters are super protected. You know, when we do traditional marriage, it's very common that in very traditional family, the father of the bride will give the groom, you know, an old rifle. People may look at it, it looks like, oh, it's just an old rifle. No, but it's a relic. You know, it's like symbolically they're giving you ammunition, you know, things, weapons to protect her, because she brings her spiritual soldiers with her, because every throne is guarded, every throne is protected. Okay, so many of you have probably noticed that, for example, you start working somewhere, the company is small, insignificant and stuff like that. And with time, they just start growing. They start like acquiring big and large contracts and stuff. You know, it's because they have you on board and they're treating you half decent. So our abundance on the other side gets activated as long as you're happy. And some of you have also noticed that the place of work where they did you like really, really dirty, when you turn your back and left, they fell. The executives, they all, you know, lost their jobs, or whatever clique they formed against you. You go and hear that they're killing each other behind you and stuff. It's us. It's our divine abundance, divine protection. Some of you may also have noticed that, for example, you go somewhere, the place is empty. You may be the only customer there. But you know, you sit there 5-6 minutes, it gets filled with people. People just come out of nowhere and that place is full packed. Our divine abundance. Because we take it, we bring the crowd everywhere we go. And trust and believe that our former enslavers, they know that. Remember I told you that they captured and tortured our priests to reveal our spiritual secrets. So even after freeing you guys, it's like they still need you around as a livestock just to bring that abundance around. That's why even when they feel justified to demand from you to run after a ball, even while they're slaughtering your kind on the street. You know, Asian people know a lot about that. They're very observant. In one of the instances, I told the story of my nail lady, Lisa, who basically told me one day, because they were talking, I'm like, Lisa, I don't know, but I'm sure you're talking about me. You know, I love my Vietnamese people. They have a very interesting story, you know, but she said, yes, I'm telling my sister that you good luck. Each time you come, we get busy. So, and she was treating me super extra special, and I was always wondering why. Has she blown my cover that she knows? You know, stuff like that. No. She was like, you good luck. Each time you come, we get busy. So she started making it a point to call me every first of the year. I had to be their first customer walking through the door. And from there, I get my money, pay everything, and she gives me that huge discount. And, you know, they know that about us. That's why, you know, whatever market a lot of them choose to cater is usually the black market, you know, to the black people, because you invest $100 from that black person, you're gonna make 1,000. That's how it works. So with that, we need to think about where we put our money. Okay? If other nationalities get blessed by investing a tiny on ourselves, on us, what does it mean? Our abundance is tied to us. How do you get blessed? Is when you support another black business. You're sending the message to our forefathers on the other side. I'm at peace with my brother. I'm helping him or her grow. All right? And what do they do from the other side? They bless you back. Let me share a little personal story on how it works. When I tell you that our creator, Tata Nzambe, told our ancestors that before his eyes, we are one. There's no race, there's no gender, there's just one. And it's so true. Now watch this. When I started my company, my language service company, initially it was a challenge to find other interpreters to go and work for me. I was pregnant with my youngest, the baby, and I couldn't go and interpret myself because each time they would ask for a language I can cover, I used to go, but and then I became heavily pregnant, and I was, you know, like in the 8, almost close to 9 months, I'm like, can't be running around anymore. So my very first contract came from a very tiny hospital, very tiny. It was, I believe it was 3 psychiatrists who got together and started a mental health facility. And they called me, they're like, okay, we've been asking around, we want to be able to provide interpreter services. There's this executive order which says that it has to be provided by professionals. It can be family members. Family members can carry that liability. But everybody in town, these services are expensive. Back then we were charging like $60 per hour for Spanish and 2 hours minimum. So everybody was like, it's 2 hours minimum or else. And they're like, honestly, we cannot afford 2 hours minimum. We have a session in the morning and another session in the afternoon. So if you can, and the sessions are only 45 minutes long. So if you can bill us just for 1 hour, you know, in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon. Now, I was still working for other agency as a freelance. So that was like my potential first contract. Do you think I turned it down? No, I said, I will do it. Okay, let's get into an agreement. But as soon as you can afford the 2 hours minimum, please do. So we embark on that. I will remember this guy, the CEO of that company. He was a nice guy, a nice white guy called Ivan. So, you know, we got that contract and I started servicing that contract. And when I became like very heavily pregnant, I couldn't anymore. I'm like, gosh, I got to find somebody. I started calling interpreters in town. Nobody would take that job. They were like, oh, you crazy? Because if I was just telling them, okay, 2 hours minimum, I was going to find myself having to pay out of pocket, because if they go in the morning, charge 2 hours, go in the afternoon, charge another 2 hours. So I had to find one interpreter who had the same vision, that which starts as little can grow. So I came across the Spanish interpreter who ended up becoming my bestie, a Mexican lady from Monterrey, Mexico. Her name is Nidia, right? So I reached out to her and she was like, oh, so when do they need me to start? I'm like, did you hear me? They just want to pay 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the afternoon. She said, that's okay. You know, I want to give it a try. So basically the ancestor picked her up like, here's your help. The unlikely things our people do for us in times of need. You have no idea. So she started working. 1 month. I mean, within 2-3 weeks, she told me, oh, boss lady, you know, they kept me all day yesterday. I'm like, really? Yeah, because they welcome 3 other patients. Oh, they're requesting me to stay all day. So the 1 hour minimum, you know, got automatically void because she was now a regular going for a full day, 8-hour shift, right? So about maybe 6 months after that, they now were able to accept Medicare and all these things and blah, blah, blah. So they started growing and they called the attention of a larger corporation who had about 100 and something facility like that around the country. So they bought them, right? And I remember the CEO, that guy Ivan, he called me. He said, hey, you know what, boss? We are now going to be able to honor that 2 hours minimum per assignment because we are now part of such and such corporation. So roll your invoices. I would like you to send me a new contract, you know, with the new terms and conditions. It's going to go through corporate over there. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to tell them, because they were bringing their vendor. He said, I'm going to tell them that we're maintaining you as vendor. He didn't stop there. He recommended us to another hospital, to 3 other local hospitals, right? Remember I told you your queen was about to become a big girl in America. until a stupid guy called Ramos came in and destroyed my company. But anyway, so that lady who accepted that job, so at that point it was more than just us. I started hiring others, and before you know it, we started, you know, adding other languages and everything. So she became my bestie. So one day she told me, you know what, I'd rather work for you, because with you, I mean, it's very laid back. You pay us, you take us to dinner, you give us our little Christmas gift. No other agency does that when they work with contractor. I mean, we don't get anything. I mean, if you get something good, it's a full paycheck, because they have a habit of, you know, cutting your hours, and then it becomes their word against yours. And so she stayed faithful and loyal and stood by me. That lady, when I will dispatch her somewhere, she will go and spy on the client if they have another agency. She be like, I saw another interpreter there. Did they request another interpreter? What kind of contract we have? Like, all our contracts are exclusive. Oh, let me tell you, they have another agency. So at that point, I will call them. I'll be like, hey, remember the terms and conditions. I gave you these deals so we could have exclusivity and stuff like that, right? So anyway, so that lady, one day she calls me, right? And then she told me that she had a dream. She was in a public place somewhere, and two guys came on a motorcycle and snatched her purse from her. So she took off running behind them, and then they hit a corner, and she grew so desperate, because she's like, I'm Mexican. I know what it means when they come and steal your wallet or purse. That's poverty. Somebody's trying to send you. So she was like, and then she said, like, in her mind, she already had lost that purse. But and then before she could give up, she heard an impact. Bah! Like the people who took off with her purse in the motorcycle, like they hit something. And then it gave her more strength to run. And when she hit that corner, she said, she said, una morena. In Spanish, it means a black woman. Una morena, vestida tan elegante, that she was dressed in a very elegant fashion. She looked like a queen, and she looked like me. She said she was smiling and handed over her purse back to her. She said, my spirit told me that she was related to you. And I told her, that's my late mother. You see, on the other side, they see everything you do for me. They see how you protect my money. Why wouldn't they protect yours? You see? So that's how our spirituality works. So what does it mean? It means that we need to invest in black businesses. Take your dollar to another black person and let him render you the service he's supposed to render. A lot of our people are out there, are conducting business poorly, and it damages the reputation of all of us. Even those of us who conduct like legit businesses, you know, are marginalized, because too many of us are out there not doing what they're supposed to do, you know. So it's time. The people who enslave us, those who are pretending to be us, right? If you observe them, they will drive miles to go and buy from a fellow wherever they're from, because it's a secret in our spirituality. So when you go and damage another black person business, you're bringing upon yourself a curse of poverty, because her ancestor or his ancestor will swear war, economical war, on you and all your descendants. It's a very dangerous thing. So that's why many of us are broke. That's why many of our people who make it, they can quickly lose it. Their abundance is not built on the way our abundance should be built. Remember, I told you, no matter how much you reject your African roots, but God doesn't know you as an individual. God knows you based on the covenant he had with your ancestors. That covenant This is through whom he knows you. So what does it mean? The rules and regulation that goes with that covenant, we should obey. And that's where I come in, to let our people know that we come from somewhere. Somebody also, in one of the emails, I think somebody told me, I think it's one of our sons. Yeah, it's one of our sons. He said that it's a little strange the way I refer to you as children, as our children, our kids, our this, our that. Well, you know, behind every child there's a parent. Even if you 60, 80, 90, whatever, we are still children of Africa, because God knows us. God has covenant with our people. So when you say, when I say the children of Africa, it means they're not bastards that savage a soul, like their books say. It means they come from somewhere. And wherever there's a child, there's a parent. And just like I said in one of the videos, that it was a matter of time. We were going to show face because they took you guys from us. It was a matter of time. Our son will start visiting their museum where they have our artifact. Because wherever there's a property, it will remain unclaimed and people will do to it whatever they want. Okay? We are all children of Africa. It means there's covenants behind us. There's land behind us. There's culture behind us. There's history behind us. Okay? So please don't get offended over stuff like that. Yes, we are all children of Africa. Africa is our mother. Okay? And our creator, Tata Nzambe, is our father. It's he, it's she, it's his all. Okay? So I don't want people to just kind of, you know, just hanging themselves up on terminology. I mean, to me, even if I appear young, but by the authority invested in me, I am to claim all of us as our children. Yes. Okay. So yes, so take a good note about it. So we need to start setting up structures. We need to start, you know, living the life we were called to be. We were not called to work for people. We were not called to be slaves, right? Our abundance has to be activated. The Western standard, in order for them to quiet their women, they put them up in a house and give them everything. And everything they give is attached to a string. That's why they can't dare say anything to their men, even for some of them who are married to men who are really demonic and nasty. They can't dare say. If you can't support yourself, what kind of word would you have around your man? But when it comes to us, our culture, our mothers teach us that every woman should have her own. We don't go out and get our own just because we want to compete with our men. No, your self-worth, because we believe the Creator, Tata Nzambe, has, you know, bestowed gifts and talents in every one of us, each one of us. We are loaded with gifts and talents. So staying idle is against our ways. Some of our daughters out there who think that you should just stay in the house. No. You know, my grandmother generation, they didn't go to school. The females were not even going to school. What does it mean? It means they didn't read. They didn't write. But guess what? They all had businesses. They all had stores. They all had activities. Because a woman, you have to bring your own value. Not based on the European standard. You should be able to pay your mortgage should something happen to your husband's job. You should be able to feed your kids. That one, you know, you should be able to do it naturally, whether you have a husband or not. So what I would like our daughters to kind of walk away from that mentality that just offering yourself in a man's life and sit there and it should be enough. No, my dears, it's not enough. Use your gifts and talents to be productive, because the abundance in us is so much that it just can't go to waste like that. Just sitting, applying makeup, going to the store like they have their women. They have their women like that for a reason. And when they go out and work, they become what they call feminists. That's how they call them. And so and then per our culture, Africans always been feminists, because you know, we've been running empire next to our husbands. When they're not there, we take charge. We call the shot and everything. We don't come from a culture where a woman is just put up somewhere as a doll, right? As a bed warmer or whatever. No, we are far much more than that. And when we go out there and make our own and stuff, it shouldn't be used as a weapon to dominate men and stuff. There's another thing I wanna bring up that is tied to our abundance. There's a little trick with our spirituality I want you guys to be aware. Remember, I told you that us Bantu, we are the throne, right? So the throne, you know, the God of our ancestors is the God of balance, right? So we bring the throne, we bring that power. We give him the right to rule, to become a king. Without us, he can't be crowned. Never. But they crown single queens all the time. It happens because we are alone with the throne. So we have to be also able to provide for our family. But the thing is, like with the Western mentality, especially our sons who live in the West, when they have a few degrees, oh man, they become the worst. Some of them become just like the worst. You know, they feel in their mind that they have become another white man because, you know, they have the white man's degrees and stuff. So they bring that arrogance around. But what you need to know is that your abundance, you don't cast it around people who don't appreciate it. Because energetically, they can use you. You know, they can use you while mistreating you at the same time. So you never want to be caught in a situation where you the woman and you working, you providing, and on top of that, you're being disrespected, because that's what happened. If the woman is the throne and the man around you just want to be a pimp, right? They say that they're equal opportunists, but to me, this is a pimp. To all our sons out there, if you want to be respected as a Monkosi is a king. That's how we call them. Monkosi is a king like no other, right? You can't be taking money from the woman who shed blood to ensure your legacy. When you die, you will be remembered through the children she gave you, but the nerve of some of you, white men acting, white men want to be like. They drag our daughters to court after they have given them children. They play that little court game. The one I was married, he tried. He seriously tried. Even had me arrested, even tried to put some felony charges on me for domestic violence and everything. I mean, he took me through the ringer. I mean, if I wasn't the queen he would have destroyed me. So I'm talking to our daughters about these kind of individuals, okay? They're out there. If they know a little book, that's when the narcissists come out. Those who are lawyers, accountants, these are the worst. You know, they bring that arrogance. You know, they threaten you. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to have you in mental institution, blah, blah. Be careful with those. Because what happened? Your ancestors on the other side, when they see that you're the one working and everything, they make you the king of that family. So this is where his energy around you won't be comfortable. He will start feeling that he needs to bring you down. He will start feeling that he needs to insult you. He would start feeling that he needs to rob you of your peace, entertaining trash outside. He puts you through all that so that your crown falls, because there you are his throne. And now the little job you started is paying you so much money that you're making enough to even support the whole family. Him, instead of being grateful, he want to turn around and act like, oh, he's the pimp. Yeah, he makes you do this. No, your ancestor will always break such union. The throne is not supposed to be the whole kingdom, right? So to those of our sons out there, our daughters are supposed to bring you that oomph. They're supposed to bring the blessing into anything you touch. They are not people you should use. When you use them, their people come after you, and they're ruthless. They're ruthless. So to those of our sons out there that have our daughters on child support, go and undo it. Okay? If you didn't know, is one thing, but spiritually it will damage you. It will damage you. When that child support finish, you will lose everything. These are covenants that were spoken, vows were made over our head. That's why I'm telling our sons that handle our daughters with care. If they dare come to you in times of distress, don't take advantage of their distress for you to force them to lose their pride before you can help them. You're doing a disservice to you. You know, some of our ancestors are ruthless. When you mistreat their daughter, they lead you, they walk you to your death. They have you meet somebody who will severely punish you, that will treat you like trash. They will drive your car into a ditch. They will bring you all kinds of difficulties. So some of us, a lot of bad things happen because of the way we handle each other out there. Okay? So when I talk of peace, is on every level. The peace should extend on every level. Those of you that come and watch my videos, let's say the president, a royal cannot be an energy vampire. Energy vampires, all they do is suck, is take from others. They take energy, they take money, they steal ideas, they do this, they do that. They're not about to help anybody but themselves. Royals cannot be energy vampires. So when you come and watch my videos, it took me time to sit, get ready pretty. For my people, I have to, you know, look presentable. I'm not dragging you to my kitchen. I'm not roasting you. You're my royals. So I have to look presentable. I get the little equipment. I have to work this magic. And time spent for those who help me edit the video and everything. I have invested my energy to illuminate our people. Remember to put a thumb up. I'm not asking for your money. It's an exchange, transaction, exchange of energy. I use my energy to do this. When you come and watch the video, be a royal. Royals are not envious. Royals are not jealous because they know how their abundance works. So they don't have that scarcity mentality. Oh, I may not have enough tomorrow. No, I'm abundant and I extend that abundance. Thumb up, thumb up, thumb up. As they're trying to shadow ban us, the videos just keep on getting suggested and so forth. All right, that's how our abundance works. Those who hate me, stay away from me. I told you, you don't want my people after you're behind. All right. So this was, okay, the course about our abundance. We are divinely abundant. So I will give more information about the Nubia Business Bureau. The Nubian Business Bureau. So companies back at home can register. We're gonna have the review, where we live review, because it's crucial that our money stay within our community. This is how it multiplies. This is how the abundance of each other grows and grows and grows and grows. It is important that you keep your dollar black, and it's important that the black entrepreneurs out there do right by everybody. In our own case, when you steal from one of us, you have declared poverty on yourselves. Okay? So, what else I need to cover? Yes, this is just a little parenthesis. I think I already have covered that before. Some of our people out there, these are not the African American, these are the Black American. The American, the Black American, I won't even say American African. Oh God. In one of our sister channel, by the way, if you don't already follow them, please follow them. Follow our son, Phil Scott. All right. He has a channel called African News channel. He's actually the only Pan-Africanist African American who has opened up his platform to me. He's the only one who came back and said, you know what, Queen, I will put your message out. I think our people need to hear it. So those on the continent, wherever, give him a lot of love and blessing. He's one of us. He's out there on the field, really seeking the truth and helping the betterment of our people. Somebody, you know, on African News channel, or one of the video they were featuring over there was one of these savages, right? He basically came and said, yeah, you know, I'm tired of explaining to people that, okay, they had a nice ride with their lives, that, okay, the so-called people who sold their own children have no economical evidence of such transaction. They happen also to lose their sovereignty. We took over their land. They became our subjects, you know, until 1960. And even their countries we renamed. I mean, we took everything from them, including their dignity. Their children, I mean, took their children. Yeah, but, you know, the white people are the air element. You know, this is what they master. They master thought and illusion. Unfortunately, millions of our children are under that spell. Okay, if it doesn't come out from the white man's mouth telling them like, oh, you know, actually, it didn't happen exactly how we initially said. You know, if they don't read it in one of their master's book, they won't believe. You know, they still come around and attack wherever they see a post of mine. One guy came and said, well, all the what I should do is to give apology for slavery, which my people didn't do. You know, he said, oh, because Ghana said, Ghana, whatever happened in Ghana, I told you guys that the royal houses were divided. There were a lot of fights. So there were places where the crown king was long gone. So whomever apologized, I can't speak for them. But me, myself, going through initiation and what we go through and the mandate that God wants us to do. And your people are members of your crown. If you sell them, you have sold your entire lineage. You have sold everything that is attached to you. A crown king can never sell his people. So some savages and stuff still expect apologies from people who lost everything. And let me tell you to those people, okay, you are broken beyond repair. I know that, you know, because after everything that has been found out, that has been said, you still maintain. Until your master sets you free, you won't be free. But in the meantime, since you still look like us, you still have access to us. So basically, you're a loaded gun. you know, ready to be deployed against us. So I don't want to have that back and forth with anybody. So as of today, going forward, by the power invested in me as a crown queen of my people, I disown you. Any of you out there entertaining that thought, maintaining that toxicity, oh, African this, yeah, they did sell us, they did, we disown you. Spiritually, mentally, and everything. May the ancestral covering depart from you and all your generations, because those who die by you continuing that toxicity, that division, you spitting on their blood. Our mothers stayed widowed generations after generations. Our fathers could barely stick around because they were being hunted for people who sold their children. So I disown you. I'm that kind of queen. I don't go around kicking, screaming. Let me make it official. As of today, you disown us. So what does it mean? We sold you. So the covenant our ancestors had over you is now null and void. Okay? You are not going to be the loaded gun they will use against us. Before that happened, we render you useless. So may our divine provision depart from you. You know God. You don't come from any of our covenants. So go and settle it up with your God. But don't bring that toxicity around us. Okay? You're not one of us. We don't claim you. So you're free. You know, I don't know who sold you, but it's not us. And to all our children out there, be careful with these individuals. All these people that want to maintain that toxicity because they think that Africans are the easy prey. They can't dare go and bunk up to whomever enslaved them, took away their name, took away their dignity, took away their culture, their spirituality, named them after whatever, and still keep them, cut them access from wealth, from equality, from justice, from everything. No, they can't dare bunk up to such individuals. They want to come around African and bully Africans. My people, there are some very dangerous teachings out there. The Camite sold the Hebrew, that only the Judah are the one who traveled, who came. So my question to him was like, so when they came and stole Judah from us, what kind of identification they were using to set you apart from the non-Judah? The division of their masters is in their head. And you will see these pricks going around quoting their book. We don't need that book. Those people, they left people here in America to go and live under the nose of the people who paid for the expedition to enslave us. This is how lost they are. But they want to come around and spit that venom. That's why the healing is important. Anything good they will put in the hand of someone who's lost, gonna be nothing, gonna be trash, will be worthless. So it's important to know who you are. The promised land they went and chased in Israel, I heard they're deporting them from there. It's been in Africa all along. But the real royals, you hear, you saw that video, these papas calling you home. The real royals are never lost. No matter what anybody comes and tell them, they're like, something tells me you're lying. Oh, my people. All right, so I want our beautiful daughters to carry themselves out there like the real thrones they are. Our daughters, can nobody compete with you. Even on your worst day, you hold the torch of beauty. When you enter a room, everybody knows, hey, the queen has arrived. So please carry yourself accordingly out there. You're a treasure. You are packed. You are loaded with blessings and abundance and gifts. All right? Be choosy about who you let in your energy field. You know, there are women and women. What we got, what we're sitting on, It's more than premium. It's royal. We can make a peasant a king overnight. It's big power we're sitting on. So take care of our royal jewels. Respect it. Respect your throne. Don't drag it just about anywhere. You know, when you're ready, when you're mentally ready and everything, you will attract your king or your prince. Okay? So, to all our beautiful, amazing Royals of Afrika, as usual, it's a pleasure to spend time with you guys. Okay? I love your encouragement. It keeps me going. I want to know how you guys are feeling, how you guys are feeling lately, you know, since discovering all this thing and hearing from the horse's mouth how you guys are feeling. I trust that you guys are feeling great. Just stay at peace. Like I said in Dr. Stata's interview, anybody bringing confusion, stress around you, get rid of them. Let's connect to our source. Let's connect to Tata Nzambe. You know, we have an exodus to organize. We need our heads collected. A lot of evil is brewing around us, but we will be spared. We need to stick as one. Okay? Look out. You know, protect each other. Protect each other's interests. By protecting another black person's interest, his people on the other side got your back. This is how it works. So, and they know that. That's why maintaining division is a key ingredient to their success, to their continual dominion over us. I don't worry about them. I worry about us. Will we fix ourselves? Will we heal ourselves on time before it's too late? Okay? So to all my beautiful African royals, I love you so much. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for sharing the message. Share the message. Share the message. Please stay away from any toxicity. You need to reconnect with our Creator. We are His firstborn. We have that direct access to Him. Okay? Acknowledge our fallen ones. We stayed protected because their blood was still over us. Our covenants were never broken. Or these people would have had their ways with us. They would have had Africa without us. Okay? So be at peace. So love in your heart at all time. Maintain your intentions pure in everything. This is when your divine protection is and remain activated. When you remain in a pure state, you don't mean ill or wish ill on anybody. You don't hate anybody. You see the Creator in each one of you. This is what you need to train yourself to do. You know, when I went through my initiation, I trained myself to see each one of us as the precious son of my fallen kings. I'm like, if my fathers died to protect them, they must be worth it. So I don't care whether you look good, you look bad, whether you have a house, whether you don't, whether you sleep under a bridge, whether you in a shelter mansion, I don't care. My forefathers died defending you. You must be worth it. And that's all I keep in mind. And I pray that our Creator's healing will find you wherever you are and you'll be made whole again. Okay? Until next time. Peace, love, and unity. All right? Mwah.
Hey, Bezingo. Bonde na midungo